Hey guys, what's up? It's me, Jonathan, and welcome back to Money Talks, where we want to offer you financial information and meet you where you are financially so that you can stick to your budget, manage to pay off your debt, and begin to save on your path to building wealth. Today, guys, I want to talk to you about how you can prepare for upcoming 2021. Can you believe it? If this is your first time joining us here on the channel, go ahead and hit that subscribe button and you'll be notified every time I upload a new video. Well, guys, it doesn't seem like 2020 was here but for a second, but already we have to start to think and shape our minds around what's to come in 2021. There's a lot of things in the news that can really help you start to really have concerns about what to do with your money. And some of those reports can be helpful, but then we all know, just like when the stimulus checks was going on, we have to be concerned about what information we're taking in. So what's the reality of 2021? Will there be a crash? Will we have another situation like 2020 in March? With the second wave of COVID expected to come, what will that do to our economy? We already tried to move things forward, but there are new things occurring that there are so many different activities and so many things happening all at once. It's hard to really soak it all in. So what are some of the things that are happening? Well, Biden was elected president, and for many of you, you might be encouraged by that. Some may not. But the fact is, we do have a new president, and we must respect the fact that this is the one trying to take our leadership to the next level through this pandemic, no matter which side of the aisle you're on. But one thing that Biden did state was that he wasn't planning to raise any taxes. So already this year, we know there's no tax hike. There's no necessarily increase to inflation because the Fed already said they're going to change that program to where they're not increasing it every year. And especially during this time, it's all about doing and putting controls in place that is going to help the economy move forward. Interest rates won't move up right away because, again, we're still in a recovery mode and trying to protect ourselves to go through what could be an ambitious recovery. Third piece, or multiple pieces, I lost count to be honest, but we know with the second wave coming, there is notice of a vaccine that will be ready. But the adoption process, what will that particularly look like? And of course, the housing market, will it crash? What will it do to our economic condition? Again, in my last video, I already stated that if there wasn't a stimulus check put into the economy, 8.3 million people will fall below the poverty line. And what does that do for evictions? What does that do for foreclosure? When statistically speaking, there has been data saying that 93% of tenants have been paying their rent. Is the data true? What does the economy really look like? How can you actually prepare? So one of the things that I would look at is look at your, again, personal situation. You have to think about what are you doing. If you're in the middle of a home purchase, really think about how much cash are you expending into that purchase, but then what can you do to safeguard after that purchase? Because when you buy a home, it is exciting and you are getting it at a great, incredible time with a great rate. Most average rates are about 2.72%, which is incredible when you think about your largest building asset on most people's budget. But how do you prepare for that? Because in that home purchase, you do have responsibilities when you buy a home. Things and repairs will come in place. So do you have your emergency fund intact? Second thing, is your job, or do you feel like your job is stable? Well, you don't have to second guess this piece. You can actually go and get a little bit more validity in this process. I would encourage you, no matter where you are in your process, whether you're trying to build wealth and invest, whether you're buying a home for the first time or switching homes, whatever that means, or maybe you're just trying to make it through each day by just taking care of your needs. You can actually get better control of what does your income look like, your main source of income that's coming in, and how can you start to make better decisions to prepare for what could be a bumpy ride over those first 3 to 4 months into the year. So I would encourage you to talk to your manager, have a talk about What is the company facing that you're working with? What are decisions that may need to be made? Will your hours need to be cut? That can affect the earnings. It's not just about will you lose your job, it's will your hours be cut? But then also, if you're thinking about, hey, how am I going to really make things go? What can I do to increase my income? Not just with my current employer, but how can I really take advantage of this time and start that business? Get that side hustle going. Start looking for that next career step to increase your income. Those things will help you through a financial trouble while you sit there and try to build up your emergency fund. It's good to have your emergency fund, but no one planned for this pandemic or a financial emergency to go past 6 or 7 months. Here we are nearing month 10, 11, and we're still going because we're not quite at full capacity on the economy. So I would tell you, what does 2021 look like for your household? It's going to be important that even more so important that you have that emergency fund. You're writing a budget and you're actually sticking to it. If you're in survival mode, if you're looking to invest, make sure you do have that emergency fund still in place. But you want to look at what opportunities are there for me to invest, and you want to ramp up as much as you can savings power, savings rate. And again, save till it hurts. So I would encourage you during this time, there's lots of opportunity, but there are many things going along where you do have to actually assess what's your current situation. But for many people, or for some, this has been a troublesome year. For a lot of people, this has been the best year yet. And your 2021 can be a compound of this year if you did well. Or maybe 2020 didn't work the way you want to. That's why you have to get your plan going. And right after you get your plan going, you decide, hey, I'm going to accomplish these three financial things. Maybe it's writing a budget and sticking to it. Maybe it's, hey, I'm going to finally start an emergency fund. You're going to need that during this time. Cash is going to be king, and you're really going to be able to put yourself in a stronger, more confident position with your cash, just as an emergency fund in the bank. Third, what other ways can I increase income? I think that was the theme of 2020. While there were many things we could do and many things that were happening with the pandemic and the shutdown, the biggest piece was everyone had to pivot. You had to do what you were doing, but you had to do it differently. So I would encourage you, how can you one up that game in 2021 to do things differently? What can you do now? And then focus on how you're going to accomplish that goal. You maximize the time, the 24 hours you have in a day, and that is going to really help you going. How many income generating activities can you get going over the first 3 months of the year to really start with momentum? Maybe you get a tax refund. How can you leverage that to maximize and help your situation? Above all, how can you stay focused? What's going to keep you going focused? Hearing stories, watching videos like this and other channels on YouTube, learning as much as you can. But the biggest piece about all this data and information, you have to act. And that's what I don't want you to do. If you felt like you were behind or you felt like things didn't go your way, you really need to act. Don't wait on anything to happen in 2021. It may and it should. It's recommended to have a stimulus. Hasn't happened yet. When it gets to the importance, it will happen. But still, I want you to focus on, again, your situation, make the best decision for you, and then move yourself forward. I hope you guys enjoyed the video. Go ahead and give it a thumbs up. If you're an investor, you still have the opportunity to get 4 free stocks from Webull when you open up your account and using my link below. First 2 stocks are just for opening an account. The other 2 is when you deposit $100 or more. And that is a great way to get some value out of making that first step. Those stocks are valued up to $3,200. So I would encourage you, if you're in that market and you have an opportunity, go ahead and use that link below. Guys, I can't wait to see you in the next video.